Obviously, when we see people filming outside, we get a little bit worried.
Yes.
There's terrorism, things like that.
Okay, so you're calling me a terrorist?
I'm asking your purpose.
Okay, well then can you tell me then the last time when a police station was actually hit by a terrorist?
Well, that's not the point.
Okay, yes it is the point, because it's predominantly, okay, it will be the public that will get hit by a terrorist, not the police.
I think that's incorrect.
No, it's not incorrect. You've only got to look at past events, okay, and you will actually see that. Okay. And then when you look at the last police station, that actually got hit by a bomb, okay, was in 1972.
By a terrorist. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that was a stabbing.
Yeah, that's a terrorist act.
Okay,
yeah.
Yeah. So then, if that's the case, then should we then talk about a certain officer that killed a young woman?
Original footage credit goes to Plod or not to Plod. Please subscribe to their channel. A lone man, a camera, and a police station that does not want to be filmed. What starts as a quiet stakeout on a public footpath turns into a 40-minute chess match cop after cop rotating in, each one trying a different angle to get this guy to talk. To identify himself, to just leave, some stay calm. One loses it completely and starts hurling insults. By the end, you'll see officers openly admit they've never seen anything like this in 25 years on the job. So the question is simple. Is this a public service audit protecting your rights, or is it a headache for police doing their jobs? Watch closely, because every single interaction here plays out differently. Let's get into it.
Are you a police officer?
I certainly am.
You are, okay. Would you mind just identifying yourself for me, if you don't mind?
Detective Inspector Richard Hamlin.
Detective Inspector Richard Hamlin, okay, no worries.
So, I just need to let my colleagues know what you're doing.
That's fine, that's fine, that's fine, yeah.
Can I ask why you're recording it?
Just for my own interests.
Okay. So, from my point of view, you know, I need to consider security of the police station.
Yep.
It's unusual for somebody to be filming.
Well,
officers.
you may feel it's unusual, but I don't.
Okay. So why? What's your motivation for filming?
It's a public service what we pay for.
Okay. It's unusual. You're the first person I've ever known in 25 years.
No. I'm quite sure that you know about people filming police stations.
Well, it concerns me, I've got to say.
Yeah, but whether or not it concerns you or not, and what the actual law is, okay, your concern and what the law is are completely different, because what I'm doing is a completely lawful activity. Okay, and as long as I break no laws and commit no crime, then I'm well within my actual rights to do what I'm doing.
Okay.
And regardless to what anyone's views and opinions are, those views and opinions do not trump my rights.
Okay, and can I ask your name?
I don't need to give that.
Okay, so you're giving me some cause for concern now, because you're next to the police station.
Well, why do I need to give my name?
Because you're filming the police station.
So because I'm doing a lawful activity, I'm meant to give my name. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say that, did I? What I said to you is, I've given you my name, I'm asking yours, I'm slightly concerned what your motivation is.
Yeah, and as I said, I don't need to give my name.
Okay. Can you take your hands out of your pockets for me?
No, I don't need to. I don't need to do anything. You asked me.
Okay, you're being slightly obstructive. You're not giving me your name.
No,
your hands
I don't.
In your pocket, and I'm slightly concerned.
Yeah, my hands were in my pocket even before you got here, sir.
Okay, this is where things start to heat up. D. Hamlin is now asking the auditor to take his hands out of his pockets and step back, and this is a genuinely interesting legal gray zone. An officer can ask you to do something for safety reasons, but asking isn't the same as having the legal power to compel it. Unless you're being detained, arrested, or there's a specific stop and search power in play, you are not legally obligated to comply with a request like this. The auditor knows that, and he's using it refusing on principle, not out of aggression. But here's the tension for the audience. Is he right to stand his ground? Or is he needlessly escalating a moment that could de-escalate with one small compromise? What would you do? Comply to keep the peace, or hold the line on principle?
Okay, I'm being completely reasonable with you. Take your hands out your pocket so I can see.
No, don't tell me what to do. I don't need to do anything. Okay, if you need to, please take a step back. please step backwards, okay?
I'm
You
quite
approach
happy
me.
with this.
No, you approach me, okay? If you're
Yeah.
unsure, then I would actually advise you then to please step backwards. I would stand in here and I would ask you to actually step back, please,
So
sir.
what I will say to you is, I don't need to take a step back. I'm quite
And
comfortable.
I don't need to take my
We're
hand out of
having
my
a conversation,
pocket.
But what I said is, okay, could you take your hands?
And
out
I
of
said
your
no,
pockets?
because I don't need to.
Okay. Well, then it gives me concern that you may be
What? Because
harboring something in your pocket.
because I've got pockets in my clothing and my hand goes into a pocket, that's giving you concern.
What's giving me concern is it's very unusual for somebody to come and film a police
No,
station.
no,
to
it's
just
not.
point it
No,
is.
it's not.
I've never
Then-
known it before.
Then, if that's the case, then you are well and truly behind the times as an officer in
I
your
may well be
position.
there, but I've never known
Okay?
it. And what I've got is a chap who won't give me his name, who's got his
I
hand
don't
in
need-
his pocket,
I-
who's giving me calls for concern.
Okay,
that you
so
might
my
be
hand in my
posing a threat to
so
the
my
business.
hand in my pocket, okay, doing a completely lawful activity, okay, because of your feelings, not what the law is. Those are your feelings. That's not the law.
What I'm telling you is,
No,
I've
you
asked you your
please
name,
don't
you won't
tell
give
me.
your name.
Please do not tell
You're
me.
doing an unusual
Okay?
activity, and you've got your hand.
Is
in
it
your pocket
lawful?
giving me calls for
Is it
concern.
lawful?
I've been quite reasonable with you, and I'm asking.
Is what
you-
I'm doing lawful?
At the moment, it would appear to be.
Right,
I'm trying
it
to
is,
be
okay?
reasonable
Well,
with
there
you
you go,
and
okay? You've
asking
answered
you
your own
to
question.
meet me halfway.
So whatever you do as of this point, okay, will be unlawful because of what you've just stated.
Because I've asked you to take your
Okay?
hand out of
And
your
I
pocket
said
because
no.
I've got concerns.
I don't have to take orders from you,
I didn't ask you to take
okay?
orders from
Telling me to take my hand out of my pocket
I asked
is an
you to.
order,
No, I
okay?
asked you to.
And I said no. Okay? And I don't have to do that.
So I'll ask you again. What's your name, please?
I don't have to give my name.
I've tried to be quite reasonable with you.
Yeah, and I've done nothing wrong. I do not have to give my details. That is my lawful right not to give my details. Okay? And me having my hand in my own pocket, okay, whatever your concerns and your feelings are, those are your concerns and feelings.
Okay. So you said this is an unusual activity.
No, you said that.
No, you said that.
No,
I
you said it
it's-
was unusual.
I said it seemed a very unusual
Yeah,
activity. So
and
at
I
least
said
was
to
behind
you,
the times,
and I said
and
to
it's quite
you, it
commonplace.
may seem unusual. To me, it's not.
Okay. So have you done this before?
Okay? It's irrelevant whether or not I've done it before.
Okay, well, what I'm asking for is because I've never met you before. Okay, I need to know a little bit more about what's going on here. It seems
Okay, right.
very strange.
Well then, if that's the case, okay, can you give me your date of birth, okay, and your home address?
Now Hamlin pivots to something a lot of viewers might not know is fair game to refuse: your date of birth and home address. Under UK law, without grounds for arrest or a specific statutory power, a member of the public isn't obligated to hand any of that over even to police. The auditor draws a sharp line between his work information, meaning identifying an officer on duty, versus his own personal information, which he's under no obligation to share. It's a subtle but important distinction that a lot of people get confused about. Officers are public servants performing a public role. The accountability runs one direction more than the other. Does that distinction feel fair to you? Or does it feel like a technicality being used to dodge a simple conversation?
Right, okay. I've given you my details.
Okay, no, give me your date of birth and home
Clearly
address.
you're asking me
No,
something
well,
which
you
is
want personal
completely
information of mine, okay? That's my personal information. That's not my work
I just
information.
asked
That's
you
my personal
if you'd done
information.
this before. That's not personal information.
Okay,
I'm
my name
asking
is
you-
my personal info. My
I
name is
asked
my
you,
personal
have you done
information,
this
and I
before?
said that's irrelevant.
Okay, because you said it's not uncommon.
I said it's irrelevant. Correct.
Alright. So you're not prepared to give me your name.
I don't need to give you my name.
You're not prepared to take your hand over your
I
pocket.
don't need to take my hand out of my pocket.
Okay.
So, and as I said, okay, if you're feeling that bothered, then please do take a step back away from me.
I'm not
You
bothered.
walked to me.
I don't need to. I mean, the fact that you're telling me to take a step back again just adds to concern that you offer a risk to me. You're posing a threat.
Well, no. I'm saying I'm going off of what you're saying to do with my hand in my pocket. If you don't like my hand in my pocket, then move away from me. Then.
If I believed you had something which could harm me in your pocket,
Well, how do I know what you got in that bag?
my
That if
jewellery.
you actually take a swing at me, that it might knock me out.
okay, because I'm not
There you
going
go.
to do that.
Well,
What-
there you go. So please don't make an assumption on me because I haven't made one on you.
So, as a police officer working at this police station, I've asked you what you're doing
Yep.
here.
And as a member of the public, Okay, I have the right to ask questions to whatever officer is actually on duty. Okay, I have a right to actually film police premises. I have a right to film police property, officers, vehicles, everything. Okay?
And I haven't said you haven't, have I? I haven't told you to stop filming at any time during our conversation.
Well, I wouldn't stop filming.
But I haven't asked you.
I didn't say that you had. I didn't say that you had.
With me. I've asked you who you are, you won't tell me.
And I said I don't have to tell you. And I said that I don't need to do
and
that.
I've asked you, is this a usual occurrence? And again, you're being slightly furtive with your response.
No, because I don't need to give you information. I don't need to give you information. All these questions are fishing questions.
Yeah, I want to know who you are.
Okay.
It's very unusual for somebody to come and film a police station. I want to know who you are. I want to know why you're doing it.
Well,
because I've got concerns about
whether or not you say that you want to know who I am.
It's a natural question for a police officer to ask somebody who's filming a police station.
Okay. Well then, as I said, okay. Right. Well then, let's go along other lines then. Let's go along other lines. Okay. As a member of the public, I'm more at risk getting injured by a police officer than what a police officer is from a member of the public. And statistics show that. For Surrey, for the Met, for Hampshire, for Bedfordshire, for Greater Manchester, for Merseyside. So please don't tell me that. Okay, I should be the one that's more paranoid than what you are. Okay, but all what you guys go off of is pure paranoia and feelings, not what the law is. And what your feelings are and what your paranoia is does not trump my rights.
I'm sorry, I don't follow your logic there.
Well, then that's your problem. If you can't follow that simple logic, then that is your problem.
But what I'm saying to you is I have some concerns about what you're doing here and potential risk that you pose to the building, to my colleagues.
Well, as I said, what your concerns are and what the law is completely different.
Well, how long do you propose to be here?
I have no idea.
Okay. All right, well, I'm going to speak to my colleagues inside to make them aware that you're here. Just
That's
so
fine.
I now know that you propose to be here filming. You've explained that to me. I will just share that with my colleagues to make them aware of what you're doing, and I will let our
Okay.
operator
So
know as well.
you're
We
a
can
chief
monitor
inspector, yes?
that. No, detective inspector.
Detective inspector. Right. What I'm going to do, okay, just so you don't get paranoid, okay, right, I'm going to take a memo out of my bag that got issued to every single police station, and I'm going to hand it to you to read.
And here's our first big plot twist. The auditor pulls out a printed memo reportedly circulated by the NPCC, the National Police Chiefs Council, to every force in the country, laying out the public's right to film police buildings and personnel. This is a classic auditing move. Come armed with paperwork so the conversation shifts from he says, she says, to here's the official guidance. Read it yourself. It's a power move, plain and simple. And you can practically feel the tone of the conversation shift once it's in Hamlin's hands. But documents alone don't end confrontations, attitudes do. Will this actually change how the officer treats him? Or is this just round one of a much longer standoff? Keep watching.
Thank you.
Okay?
If it helps me understand why you're here.
Well, this is what I call a first-class education. And that is what this is, okay? It is a complete first-class education. Okay? Now, you know who the NPCC are, yes?
I do.
Right. Okay? Right. There we go. Okay? If you'd like to take it, you can actually read through it.
Oh, thank you.
Okay? Take it as long as you want. It makes no difference for me. Okay? You can see the date of when that was issued as well. So, and that got issued to every single force. So that's why I said before people actually come and make assumptions, they should actually know what people can lawfully do.
To be fair, if you go back to the start of the conversation, and you've clearly recorded it, so you can do. I was asking you what you were doing. I haven't told you I haven't asked you to stop, have I?
Okay. Well, you were trying to tell me to take my hand out of my pocket.
Because
you were trying to force me to give you
I
my
asked
name.
You to take your hand out of your pocket
Okay.
because it gives me concern. But you've got your hand in your pocket, and I want to keep myself safe.
And I want to keep myself safe.
I just want to make sure that you haven't got anything in there. Which
And
could
why do you
harm
think
me.
I keep a distance from you?
Well, you haven't really.
No, I have.
We're at a
No, I have.
conversation.
I have. It's more than an arm's length. If we were shoulder to shoulder, then that's not keeping a distance. So did that now give you a much better idea now?
What I'm reading?
Yep.
Yeah, it does.
So, and that's why I said that is with every single force and in every single police station.
But you could have just given me.
I don't
10
need.
minutes
Yeah,
ago,
but I don't
couldn't
need
It
to
would
give
have
you
made
that.
it a lot easier.
Yeah, but
I was
I
quite
don't. Yeah,
civil
but I
with you.
do
was
not
trying
need to give.
ascertain
No, but the
what
whole
your
point.
reasons for
The
being
whole
here
point
were.
of people filming is to see whether or not you will actually abuse your office of power, okay, and actually try and take somebody's rights away from them.
Well, I hope you will see that most police officers are reasonable. You clearly can understand, but I would want to know why you were
Okay,
here.
right. Well then, as a detective inspector, okay, right now, okay, with Surrey Police Force, okay, do you know how many officers are currently on suspension from 2021 to 22?
Watch this move closely, because it's a classic auditing tactic: deflect and flip the pressure back onto the officer. The moment Hamlin starts asking about the memo, the auditor throws out a stat question about officer suspensions in Surrey, catching him off guard. Whether or not it's a fair comparison, it does one thing very effectively: it reframes the entire power dynamic.
Nationally?
No, just Surrey.
No, I don't
Only
know.
Surrey.
No, I
Okay.
don't work in our
Surrey.
professional standards.
Surrey.
Alright.
I'm good, thank you.
What are you filming for?
Pardon?
What are you filming for?
For my own purpose.
What purpose is that?
My own.
Pardon?
My own.
Right, okay. What's the matter, Steve?
Do I need a purpose to film?
What?
Do I need a purpose to film?
Well, normally you do.
No, I don't.
But they're trying to get out.
Well, first of all, could you identify yourself?
Show the numbers there. 1171 NA.
If you could actually say what the numbers are, please. Not
Yep.
everyone can actually read them.
1171 NA. No
Thank
worries.
you.
So what's the purpose of filming today?
For my own purpose.
Yeah, what's the purpose?
My own purpose.
Just what's the purpose? then?
Because I want to film.
Okay. Obviously, when we see people filming outside, we get a little bit worried.
Yes.
There's terrorism, things like that.
Okay, so
That's
you're calling
why we
me a
asked.
terrorist?
And there it is, the word every police audit video eventually reaches: terrorism. The moment an officer brings up counter-terrorism concerns around someone filming in public, the whole conversation shifts gears, because now we're not just talking about mild irritation. We're talking about legal powers under things like Section 43 of the Terrorism Act, which allows stop and search under specific, narrow circumstances. The auditor immediately pushes back, citing the same NPCC guidance, arguing that filming police buildings from public land does not, on its own, meet that threshold. This is genuinely one of the most contentious gray areas in UK policing right now. Where does legitimate counter-terror vigilance end and overreach on a lawful activity begin? Where do you land on this one?
I'm asking your purpose.
Okay, well then can you tell me then the last time when a police station was actually hit by a terrorist?
Well, that's not the point.
Okay, yes it is the point, because it's predominantly, okay, it will be the public that will get hit by a terrorist, not the police.
I think that's incorrect.
No, it's not incorrect. You've only got to look at past events, okay, and you will actually see that. And then
Okay.
when you
About
look at the
PCP
last police
Farmer?
station, the last police station that actually
About
got hit by a
PCP
bomb,
Farmer?
okay, was in
That got stabbed by a
1972.
terrorist. How about that?
Okay, yeah, that was a stabbing.
Yeah, that's a terrorist act.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So then, if that's the case, then should we then talk about a certain officer that killed a young woman when he
That
was
wasn't
in
a terrorist
uniform?
act.
No, but that was a member of the
incorrect.
police. That was a member of the police, okay, that actually killed a member of the public.
Right.
Okay.
So what's the
So,
point of that and terrorist?
because it's my right, okay,
I'm not saying it's
to
not your
film,
right, but I'm asking
okay.
why you're filming.
because I can.
Yeah, but for what reason? So you've come
My
out here
own
today-
reason. My
you've
own
come out
reason.
here today,
I don't need to explain to you why I want to film.
But we're asking you why. I mean, we've got powers under the Terrorist Act.
What,
to
Section
search
43?
You, to search you.
And
to
if
search
you
your
use
phone.
Section 43, okay, it will be unlawful for one.
For why?
Okay,
Why is
because
that?
it's my lawful right.
Right.
And if you actually read the actual memo that got sent by the IOPCC,
Okay.
IOPCC, sorry, back in 2020, right, it will actually state that people can actually film a police station,
Yeah.
okay, police staff, police vehicles, okay, and section 43 should not be used, okay, in that actual
hostile
event.
reconnaissance? What about that?
Okay.
What if we see you filming outside a police station?
Okay. Well
and
then let me put it to you this way. I'll put it very bluntly, okay? If you believe, okay, that it is, okay, then if you contact the counter-terrorism
we
squad.
haven't got time for that.
Well, no. If you believe that, well, I'm just standing here,
Right.
okay? If you believe that, okay, then you contact them,
Well, no.
okay? But
so
also
I'm
as well,
my
what are
camera.
your reasonable grounds? What are
Right,
your
so you're
reasonable
outside,
grounds?
So you've waited for a van to come out. How do I know you're not going to run in when you're filming a police station? What for? It could be for the exit.
Well, this is a public
for the
footpath. This is a public
entrances.
footpath.
That's not public.
It makes no difference. I
That's
can film.
private.
I can film.
Yeah, so we've come out. We're asking
Hang on. You
why.
say that that's private. Okay, that is owned by the public.
But it's
Okay.
private. You need a pass to get in.
Who's going in?
It's
I'm not going in.
public ground.
I'm not going in.
So I've asked you.
You made a
why
presumption
are you-
that I may
why-
go in.
Well, yeah, of course.
Okay, you
We
made a
can't-
presumption.
We can't take that chance because
Yeah, I know.
apparently terrorists don't attack us. They do. I've
Okay.
just gave an example, haven't I? A few
Yeah,
years ago.
and then should we then talk about actual people then that get abused by the police on a daily basis?
Is that what you're filming for?
Okay.
Are you seeing if police are abusing people within the custody?
Well, yeah, you tried to say about using section 43, okay, and that would have been an abuse of power.
Well, it's not an abuse of
You
power.
use
You're
you said the
filming
Terrorism
a
Act,
police
yeah,
building,
which is a completely
which
lawful
could be seen
activity.
as
It's a
hostile
completely
reconnaissance.
lawful activity.
Right. but it
It's a
could be
lawful
seen-
activity.
You're not letting me speak.
It makes no difference.
Well,
Good afternoon.
hello, have you spoken to one of our colleagues earlier?
I've spoken to several of your colleagues.
At the police station, yeah?
Yeah.
That is in out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Could you identify yourself for
Yes,
me, please?
PC McKenna, 1263.
Thank you very much.
Why do you get so anti when police come and speak to you?
I'm not anti.
Surely it's a good thing.
No, I've
that
had
we're
I've
being
had
protected
several
from our buildings.
good interactions here today.
Right.
Okay, with 3 other officers. I've had
Okay.
some really nice interactions with them.
Okay. So you're
Right,
saying this isn't
and
a
not
nice
one,
interaction.
not one of them even attempted to bring up to do with terrorists.
Well, the first thing
not
I see
one of
when
them.
people come outside a police building and start filming, that's the first thing I see. That's what I think. That's it.
Well, then you need to actually rethink your actual mindset, okay?
I don't think so.
Well, yes, you do, okay? And when you see a member of the public, whether or not they're filming or not, okay, maybe if you actually approach and say, can I help you, okay, like you did when you stuck your head out the
Yeah, I
van,
did.
okay, but then it should be, okay, is there anything else I can do for you, whatever, okay? I should be allowed to carry on and do what I'm lawfully allowed to
I've
do,
allowed you to. You've been filming me for ages.
okay,
So I've allowed you to.
okay? Well, it's not about you allowing me to,
You've just told me to allow you to.
it's not about you allowing me to, it's something that I'm rightfully within my rights to do so.
Right, okay. You've just told me to allow you to. I have for about 10 minutes now. So.
What's your-
What's your first name?
I won't give my name.
New officer, new vibe, and this contrast is honestly one of the most useful parts of this whole video. Where Hamlin leaned hard into unusual, concerning, and terrorism talk. This next officer takes a noticeably calmer, more conversational approach. Watch how the auditor's tone actually softens. In response, he even compliments the professionalism here later on. This is basically a live case study in de-escalation, when an officer treats the interaction like a normal human conversation instead of a threat assessment. The whole temperature of the exchange drops. It doesn't mean the auditor gives up any of his rights. He still won't hand over his name, but the friction almost disappears. Notice how much smoother this goes. Does tone matter just as much as legal knowledge in these encounters?
Okay. What are you auditing? Just out of interest.
Pardon?
You're auditing, right?
I am,
What
correct.
Are you auditing?
A public building, okay, and a public service.
What is it? Just the amount of police officers come out, or the vehicles?
No, just whatever I can see. Just whatever I can see. Whether or not a vehicle comes out, okay, an officer comes out, makes no difference. I'll film whatever I can
Is
see.
it just police stations you do, or do you go into any other?
Any public service.
So like a library? Would you go to
Okay,
a library?
yep.
Fire brigade?
Yep.
Okay. I'm literally just
Yeah. No,
having scoping. Just
it's anything that the
finding out.
public. It's anything that the public pay for.
And what do
Okay,
you do
that's a
with
public
that
service.
information?
It all depends. It all depends.
On what you see?
Yeah, I use it for my own personal interest.
Okay. And how many hours do you put in a week, would you say?
That's
doing that?
irrelevant to how many hours I put in.
Do you enjoy it?
I do enjoy it, yeah. So because at the moment, and especially with the Met, and then even then, if you look at homicide police, okay, there is a massive divide between the public and the police. There is a massive divide. Okay, and that divide is something that needs to be closed, because we need a police force without any shadow of doubt. It's very important that we have one.
Yeah, it's a good relationship.
Okay.
That's why initially PCSOs were introduced.
Yeah, but then now there's loads of mixed views to do with that. Okay, whether or not that was the actual right thing, or was it actually about actually trying to get trained officers in?
What
They
do you
are
mean?
trained officers.
Well, no,
they're civil, weren't they? But
yeah, okay,
I used to
they're,
be
they're not in the same level as you guys as constables.
No.
They're not in the same level.
They don't have the same powers.
Yeah.
Correct.
as such. Yeah, it's not that
Okay.
they've got their own job. It's not the same level. It's just that they don't.
Yeah, they've been
have
put
the same
in
powers. The bridge.
as a replacement, okay, to what used to be the whole old home beat officers, okay, where they go out onto different estates. Okay, and try and engage.
You've got safer neighbourhoods, haven't you?
Yeah.
So then you've got the PCSOs that attach to the safer neighbourhoods. The majority of them, not all of them, obviously, and they're trying to bridge that gap. So is that what you're trying to look into then?
Well, yeah, it's to see how the police actually feel, okay, to do with it, and that's why I said I've had some good interactions where an officer came out to me. He turned around and went, "You're all in." I went, "Yes."
Do you
And
understand,
then,
do you understand why we come up and question you?
yeah,
There's
but
a lot of people that, as you've already said, there's a lot of people that really don't like us.
yeah, I welcome any interaction. But as soon as try and say about the Terrorist Act, okay, and all the rest of it, okay, then that is when, okay, it won't go down the same line as what a normal civil conversation would have
But
been.
that's what we're trying to notice, and that's what it is linked with, because people gathering information from police buildings, and then they use that information and unfortunately become quite destructive.
Well,
and-
any
and do
place
things.
really. It could be a tube station, train station.
Yeah, well,
or
just
going
remember,
video.
everything that I'm filming now, okay, can also be seen on Google Earth,
Right.
okay? The only difference is the actual interaction, okay, between myself and officers, because I can see the whole police station and everything from Google Earth,
But
okay?
You'll be able to see how
How many people come in and out, what times
and that's
the
obviously
people
what
come
we're
in and
doing
out.
our job.
I'm-
I'm curious. Just to,
I
to know
don't
what
care
you're doing.
how many officers go in and out. I don't care what times they go in and out.
Okay.
I'm not here for that.
But when I came out straight away, I said, "Oh, what are you doing?" And you didn't want to tell me. But if you just said, "I do an audit, I do it on all public buildings," then it would have
But
been.
I don't have to
interaction, wouldn't it?
justify what I'm doing.
But I'm asking you a question. Just
Yes.
like if we walked past in the street and you wanted to ask me a question,
Yeah.
I'd answer it.
And I said, what did I turn around and say to you what I was doing?
A purpose.
Okay?
That's it.
For my own interest.
Yeah. Well,
Okay?
No, you didn't say
Okay.
your own interest. You said a purpose.
Yeah, my own purpose.
Yeah.
Okay? So when you look at it, my own purpose is my own business.
Right.
Okay? And if I don't wish to tell you what that business is, I do not have to tell you what that business is.
Okay, but when you're videoing places like this, you
Yeah.
can't like get all angsty when people come and
Okay,
ask you.
so then,
'Cause it's our job
so
to
then,
come and ask and
so
make sure
then,
it's safe.
so then, do you go up to everybody then that's filming Buckingham Palace, okay, and 10 Downing Street,
That's not my
okay,
job
and
to do
stop
that.
them all?
That's not my job
Okay,
to do that.
do you go round to every single place, like even then when you look at the Olympic Park, okay, that's not far from here, even then when you look at that, okay, do you walk up to everyone that's got a camera?
It's not my job. again,
Okay,
is it?
do you walk up to everyone
But
who
this
you
is
can
just-
see with a
This is
phone?
just a normal police station, isn't it?
Yep, and this
So
is
we've
just,
come out,
and
you've
I'm
stood
just a
near the
normal member of the
gates.
public with a phone.
The first thought is, well, why is he filming? And that's what's come last year.
Okay, so and that's why I said to you that instead of actually doing it exactly as you done, okay, and you've been very polite and very professional, and I will say that, and that's how a conversation should be fully conducted, exactly how it was with the other officers that I spoke to previously.
So what's your plan for the rest of the day? You're going to carry on monitoring?
I have no idea yet. I have no idea. I
Just
just
so you
take
know,
it.
that
I just
obviously-
take it stage by stage.
I only know because I've spoken to the officers that stopped you earlier. If you continue to film, probably more officers are going to ask you what you're doing.
And that's fine. That's fine. And I welcome any interaction.
Well, you didn't really welcome mine, but no worries.
Well, maybe you should look at the way that you actually approach first.
But you said I was fine in the van. and I
Okay,
said
yeah,
I was
and it
gonna
was
jump
when you
out
got
the
out,
street.
and it was when you got out, your tone changed.
Right. You
Okay.
said it was when I mentioned the Terrorism Act,
Okay.
which was a good 10 minutes
Yeah.
into the conversation.
No, it wasn't.
Is
No, it wasn't.
so-
The camera footage will actually show that. Also, as well, you didn't have that on straight away.
Well, it
Okay.
starts recording before I
Okay.
turn it on.
And just make sure, okay, that does actually get kept, because I will be requesting a copy of that.
Here's a move a lot of casual viewers might skip right past, but it's actually huge for the accountability side of this story. The auditor formally states he'll be requesting a copy of the officer's body cam footage before the standard 30-day retention window runs out. That's not just a throwaway line, that's someone actively building a paper trail. If a complaint or legal dispute ever comes out of this interaction, that officer's own body cam becomes evidence either way for him or against him. This is exactly why body cams exist in the first place, not just to catch the public misbehaving, but to keep officers accountable too. It's a two-way street, and this moment reminds us of that. Have you ever had to request footage like this yourself?
What's your name?
Pardon?
I'll
Well, who are you first?
I'm a police officer.
Okay,
Take
and
your
your
phone.
collar number?
Yeah, right there.
Yep.
2247.
2247. Are you stationed here?
I am stationed.
Cool. And yourself,
Alright,
please.
my name's DC Balder, I'm also stationed here, 1343.
1343.
343.
No worries, thank
Are we
you.
able to just step away from the gate?
No,
Just
I'm
'cause I
fine
know
where I'm standing.
There's operational vehicles that have to come.
I'm actually on a bit of concrete and I'm off the
I know,
road.
but this is
isn't
private
really a
property.
footpath.
No, it's public property. Let's correct that. It's public property.
That public property
No,
out there.
it's public property. Let's get that correct. The public pay for it. You are a public service. It is public
Well,
property.
this is private property.
No, it is
This
not. It is
police
public
building.
property.
Okay.
I'm only going exactly where I'm
But
legally
how
accessibly
can we help
allowed.
you today, sir?
I didn't ask for any help.
Say again?
I didn't ask for any help.
Okay, but you're filming and you're filming into a police station.
Yep.
We have
And
concerns
and
with regards to that.
well, what your concerns are and what the
Yep.
law is, okay, are completely two different things, okay. What I'm doing, okay, is it lawful? Yes or no, sir?
Well, I'm asking you.
Is it lawful? Yes or no? What I'm doing?
Can you tell me what you're filming for?
I can
And then
film
I can
what
tell you
I
whether
can.
it's
I
lawful.
no. What I'm doing right now, is it lawful? Yes or no?
Well, no, not until you tell me what you're
No,
actually doing.
no. I don't have to tell you anything. I don't have to
Right.
tell you anything. Okay, I'm doing a completely
But if
lawful
you're
activity.
filming our police building for
No,
terrorist
I'm filming
reasons,
public property.
then, you know.
Okay, so for terrorism reasons. Okay, right. So what concerns do you have around that then?
Surveillance of
Okay,
police buildings.
right.
We have
Okay, then
massive
what I would
concerns
actually
about
suggest to you then,
Yeah.
okay, is you contact the counter-terrorism team, okay, and then ask them to attend. Okay, if
that. Well,
if
we're
that's
police
what you actually
officers, so
think.
we can deal with you here right
Yeah.
now, to be honest.
In what
Yeah.
way? Am I being detained?
Well, not at the moment, no.
Right. Well, what do you
We're
mean not at the
kindly
moment?
asking you if
What do you mean
we
by
can
not at the moment? I either am or I'm not.
No, that's
What
I
is the
said, you're not
difference?
At the moment, you're not being
Okay.
detained.
Right. Okay. Then I will
So
bid you
we
good.
would
I will
kindly
bid
ask
you
you if
good
you can
day.
move on, please.
I don't need to move on. I
But
do
if
not
you're
need to
filming
move
a
on.
Police building, then you're giving us grounds to.
That's not grounds.
stop you.
That's not grounds, sir. Okay, that is
But-
not grounds. Yes.
You can tell me what you want, what you think grounds are. but
Yeah?
I know
Okay,
you
right.
thank you.
Here you go then. Okay.
What are you getting out of your bag? Sorry,
doesn't
can we
matter.
Step out of the way because we've got police vehicles coming
Police
through.
vehicles, if we can move, that'd be brilliant.
Yeah.
No, I'm perfectly fine where I'm standing. Okay, right. Now you know who the NPCC are, yes? You do know. Exactly. Right, there we go. Right, so this got circulated. Now you say that I don't have the right. Okay, good afternoon, madam. How are you? Could you just identify yourself as well, please?
Yeah, Detective Sergeant Mac.
Detective Sergeant?
Sergeant Mac.
Okay. And your collar number, please.
3438.
Thank you very much. Okay, right, there you go. Have a read of that.
What do I need to read that for?
Well, that's from the NPCC.
Oh, okay, tell me what it means.
Okay, I know what it means.
Okay,
Okay,
what are you
you're
trying to
trying
say?
to actually take this down a different road. I'm handing you a document that got circulated to every single police station. Okay, and if you don't want to take the time to read it, then I would say let me carry on about my actual lawful business. You carry on and do your job,
What exactly
and
is
then
your
we'll
lawful
leave it at that.
business?
My business is doing exactly what I'm doing.
And what exactly are you doing?
I can film whatever I can see.
No one's saying you can't do...
Well, this one tried to imply otherwise.
Alright, well, can I get
I
back to
haven't-
speak to you about that? I'm not saying
Okay.
you can't do anything at the moment. I'm just trying to understand what you're doing.
Well, what does it look like I'm doing?
Well, I'm asking.
Come on. Let's
You don't have
look
to
at
be
it.
smart about it. Just
No,
explain to me what
let's
you're
look
doing.
at it very simply. What am I doing?
Let's just have a conversation and tell
I
me what
am.
you're doing.
I am. Well, if you're the actual officer,
Well, my
Okay.
concern is that you're
Well,
filming a police
what your
building.
concerns are and what the law is are two different things. Your concerns do not
I
trump my
appreciate
legal
that this
right.
is a public building and that you're allowed to film it.
Right, there we
But
go.
my
There's no more to
concerns
say
are-
on
My
that.
concerns are why you're trying to film it.
Because it's a public building and I have the right to film whatever I can see.
Okay. And
Okay.
how long do you plan on staying here and filming it?
Who knows? Who knows? I could be here 5 minutes, I could be here half an hour. I don't know.
Right, okay.
Couldn't tell you.
What are you hoping to achieve by filming today?
I just film public buildings.
What, any public building or just
Correct.
police building?
Any public building.
Okay. Are
What
you
the public
doing a
pay for?
documentary or what is it for?
I'm
That's
just
what
making a
trying-
video. I'm just making a
Where
video.
does that video go?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
I will decide once I sort of see all the footage and everything else, and then I'll decide from that point onwards.
I'm not genuinely just trying to have a
Oh
conversation.
yeah,
and
no,
understand.
then that's fair enough. Okay,
Yeah.
now you're approaching the way that you're talking to me is completely different to your colleague.
Okay.
Okay, you're a lot more chilled out, a lot more
I'm
relaxed.
genuinely interested.
Okay, no, but you're a lot more relaxed. Okay, compared to what your colleague was. Okay, and what he was trying to say and what the actual law is are completely different. Completely
I do
different.
understand that. I get it.
Okay, and as you already stated, okay, what I'm doing, okay, I'm well within my lawful rights to do so, and I'm filming a public service. Now, if you had
Can
actually
you
come
understand
out,
from our point of
yes,
view, our
but
concerns and why we want to come out
yeah,
and
but
speak to
what
you?
your concerns are and what the actual law is are two different things. They're two different things. Okay, for you to actually go along something. Now, he mentioned terrorism.
I mean, there is a
Okay.
concern.
Yeah, but
when
he
people
mentioned
survey,
terrorism.
When survey,
Okay.
but that is a genuine concern, though,
Okay,
given the
so
current
then,
climate, when
so
people are
then,
gonna
if,
survey
he,
public
if he's then
buildings
going to
such
go
as
along
this-
terrorism, okay, then what section of terrorism is he going to use?
Well, we can detain you under that. I'm not saying we are
What,
going
under
to do
section
that.
43?
But-
Under section
and that's
43?
a conversation that I'm not having with you now because that's not something we're considering.
Because
at this moment in
even
time.
if you went along those lines, then this is something for you to actually consider. If you did go down those lines, then I would ask you to make sure that if you're using section 43, that you give me the specific section from section 43
That's-
and the correct wording. Okay,
well, I
as
mean,
what
I
should
don't
be
have to
delivered.
give you that, but what I would say is...
You'll actually find
I'm
that you
listening
do.
to what you're saying.
You'll actually find that you do.
What I would ask politely, and just for all our own safety, is like you said, you're more with that legally within your rights if you want to stand here. But what I'd ask you to do is if you can move to the pavement.
I'm standing on a great big concrete bit here, and I'm perfectly safe where I am.
Here's a genuinely clever bit of positioning by the officer asking the auditor to move on to the pavement for everyone's safety as vehicles come in and out. On the surface, that sounds reasonable, even considerate. But watch the auditor's counter. He argues he's actually the one on solid, safe ground, and it's the officer standing in the vehicle path who's at risk. It's a small moment, but it captures the whole video in miniature every single request. Even a seemingly harmless safety one gets run through the same legal lens. Is this an order I have to follow, or a request I'm free to decline? Neither side budges. Do you think safety requests like this deserve more flexibility than legal rights requests? Or should the same standard apply across the board?
I'm perfectly safe where I'm standing. Okay, you're the one standing in the road, not me, sir.
I know,
Okay,
but
so
I'm standing here
if a
because I'm-
vehicle comes out, I'm safe. You're the one at risk, not me. I haven't asked you to stand in the road. There's plenty of pavement behind me and in front of me that you could easily stand, but you're the one deciding to actually stand
you
in the
do
road.
have to understand that when vehicles are coming in and out, that it's quite a large
I
area for two
won't.
vehicles.
I
and
won't.
I'd ask
I
you to
won't.
move for
I
that
won't
reason.
obstruct any vehicle. Okay, if the vehicle mounts the pavement where I'm standing, okay,
Well,
then the
that's my
driver's at
opinion,
fault.
isn't it? And I'm
Well,
kind
no,
of asking
no.
you to move
If the
onto the
driver
pavement.
actually mounts the pavement and hits me, then the driver is at fault. Okay, if I'm on the pavement exactly where I'm standing, you're the one standing on the road, sir, not me.
Going back to the original point, what is the purpose of this video? I know you
I
said
don't
you,
have-
you
I-
film public
I don't.
buildings.
That's all I need to say. I don't have to say nothing
I'm sure
more.
you've run into this issue at other police stations, yes?
I've had several conversations with several police constables. Yeah.
And what is the general consensus?
What do you think the general
Well,
consensus
I'm
is?
asking you. You're the one who does this on a regular basis.
Yeah, I know, but I'm asking you, what do you think the general
Well, at
consensus
the
is?
moment, our concern is about safety and the safety of officers.
Okay, well, who approached who? You approached me, I didn't approach you.
Yeah, but you're-
I'm on this side of a closed gate, you were on the inside.
It's not in relation to that. It's about videoing them.
Yeah.
Okay, and police vehicles.
Yep, public vehicles, let's get that correct.
They're police vehicles. I didn't deny
Public
they're
vehicles.
public vehicles or private
Okay,
vehicles.
that the public pay for.
Okay, no
Okay,
one's
as
arguing
soon as
that
they
point.
come out that gate, any vehicle that comes out that gate and goes onto a public road, okay, gets filmed by hundreds and hundreds of cameras.
So let's break down what we actually watched. Over the course of nearly an hour, one man filming from a public pavement was approached by no fewer than 6 different officers, ranging from calm and professional to visibly rattled and, at one point, openly hostile. Legally speaking, the core facts didn't change from minute 1 to minute 52. Filming a police station from public land is lawful. You are not obligated to give your name or personal details without specific legal grounds. And simply having your hands in your pockets isn't a crime. What did change was how each officer chose to handle that reality, and that's really the heart of every one of these audit videos. It's less about whether filming is legal, and more about how power is exercised when someone asserts a right that makes people uncomfortable. Some officers here modeled exactly the kind of calm, professional de-escalation that keeps trust intact. Others didn't, and their conduct is now permanently on record, for better or worse. Bodycam footage like this cuts both ways. It holds the public accountable, but it holds officers accountable too. And that's exactly why transparency matters. If you found this breakdown as intense as we did, hit that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Who do you think handled this best? And don't forget to subscribe for more real-life bodycam breakdowns.